Okay, it's Dan Watt for TAC Roadsmarts here with John Course, a certified Australian dance legend. You probably hate it when people say that, but
that just means I've been around too long.
Yeah. Now you're a DJ. You're also the owner of Vicious Records.
Yeah, we started Vicious about 20 years ago. Andy Van, a guy called Colin Daniels.
Yep.
A lot of people know a company in Sydney called Inertia, which is pretty much Australia's biggest distributor. So Colin Daniels runs that now. He always had quite an eclectic music taste, and myself and Andy were very much in the dance music. About 5 or 6 years ago, Colin sold his share out and we changed it around, and it's myself and Andy heading up the company.
Oh, I wanted to talk to you about the dichotomy of the dance industry. How do you transcend all the bullshit with drugs, chicks, all that kind of thing, and keep your passion for the music and not lose focus?
Well, I think if you don't have to worry about that stuff, because if you're into the music, that is what drives you, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a certified music junkie, and I used to hate if some person would come up to the console and go, "Can you play this record?" and I didn't know what it was about. And even though a lot of people know me from the Ministry of Sound CDs, which I guess you look back and you go, oh, they're kind of commercial. At the time when some of those things come out, that was quite new music.
Yeah.
It just happened to become really popular.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I guess as a DJ, if you want to survive, you need to move with the times. But if you're music driven and you're passionate about what you do, those peripheral things, you kind of just, you know, you do see quite straight through them pretty easily. You know, people who are just kind of around to, you know, dance in the DJ box, or if it's some chick that's trying to get a drink card, or it's some guy that's trying to get his name on a free list. You notice it.
Talking about clubs, now you were played on One Love's first night, and played on their closing night as well. In that environment, how did you see dance music change over, was it 10 years, One Love?
Yeah, it ran about 9.5 years, I think, from start to finish. Probably my sets, I mean, they just move with whatever music is happening, but I think when One Love opened, it was a club that was playing some underground music, and it was playing some music that was very catchy but didn't get played on the radio. So we were in this lucky position where we could play some really accessible music that was really good, very catchy, but people didn't get sick of it.
Now speaking of indie electro and evolving, Vicious has recently signed Peking Duck.
Yep.
What drew you to them? What made you want to have them on your label?
Well, look, we have 3 different imprints. So we've got Vicious, which is like a traditional big room kind of club sound. And we have a label called Vicious Bitch that we started probably about 3 or 4 years ago now. And Vicious Bitch has had an eclectic, much more eclectic artists on it. There's dubstep guys, there's obviously Peking Duck, which got a bit of a kind of dance indie sound. There's you know, some really tough electro guys. There's some D-Cups doing some records with us, which are like, you know...
We're here today for TAC Roadsmarts.
Yeah.
And their message is, go and party as hard as you want, but get home responsibly. Over 20 years of DJing, what tactics did you put in place to stop yourself being in that position where you'd had 10 beers and had your keys in your hand?
I think it's just about planning. I mean, there's no upside to being stuck with your car at a venue and you can't get home. Because I used to DJ in the city and live down there, I drove a lot. And when I was going to, you know, have a big night, we would organise to have, you know, 3 or 4 people come up, load the car up, make sure one person was a designated driver, and take it in turns, and that's how we did it, you know. Take away if somebody wants to be heartless and not care about the potential victim, but even from the point of view that, you know, as soon as you're behind the wheel and you're over the limit, you're not insured. You know, if you crash into anything, everything's going to cost you. You're going to potentially have some sort of criminal record.
Can you be an internationally touring DJ having to get a visa?
Exactly.
Get pulled up by customs
every time you go to the US, have you been convicted?
Yeah.
You know.
All right, John. So what's coming up for you personally on the DJ front?
Yeah, as I mentioned before, we've got a Vicious Black label, which is like a deep house label, and I produce under the name JAC. So I've got a couple of things that I've already had out on that, and a few more things coming. Also back in the studio with a very good friend of mine, Mr. Timothy, working on some electro funk lovers stuff. So there's been a bit of a hiatus. And on a DJ front, I've got a huge 2013. I'm going back over to Greece. I play in Mykonos every year, which is a really hard gig to do. It's amazing over there. So I do that every year. I'm doing the Everybody Thailand tour, which is a tour that some guys from Melbourne put together that goes to Koh Samui. It's like a 10-day clubbing tour. And then, of course, the normal stuff just around town.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm jealous already. Yeah. Well, look, John Course, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
And
cheers.
Good luck, and I hope you keep doing your massive 6-hour house sets around Melbourne.
I hope I do too. Thanks. Cheers, mate.